Hello, this is Cipher Zero, a well, it's a puzzle game. From what I know, Cipher Zero actually started off. Did it start off more as a paper puzzle type of game? If you know what nonogram is, I believe in the trailer, this is what Cipher Zero looked like to me. In the past, I believed it to be a online like little. It's just a small little flash game online, from what I remember. But maybe I'm thinking of it differently. I don't know. But yeah, Cipher Zero. We got a couple options. I think we'll keep the regular settings. I don't entirely know. There was a health warning in the beginning of the video, in case there's any visual induced ailment that you could get from this game. Ailment meaning like epilepsy, that type of stuff. So yeah, just a fair warning before we start. Means it's gonna be flashing colors and everything, which is really interesting. So yeah, Cipher Zero. I don't remember if this game actually is a successor of that one Flash game that I played before, but the gameplay looked very similar. This one does have a story within it though. Is this lag or is this just really slow moving, low frame rate? I think it's just low frame rate, unfortunately. I'll fix it in the settings. Yep, it was very low frame rate. Wow. Leak. I like that font. Alright, so there's the settings. I like graphic settings. There's a privacy setting button. Yeah, apparently our data when we play this game will be used to used anonymously for quality testing and whatnot. I'll leave it on. I don't mind having it be left on. I did not also know that you can use QWERTY as a keybind option here. I'll leave it with the mouse first. Gameplay, scanline, screen shake, blah 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 blah. System. Yes, this is general. Can change the frames per second. Alright, that's about it. I don't think there's really much else. There's a lot of like lag going on though, I'm not entirely sure what that's all about. But yeah, we don't really see much of a story right now, but there should be a story at some point. Toggle tile. Alright, and then this is the submit solution. Alright, so yeah, there isn't really a set of instructions yet, so we gotta learn. It appears that a single line means that. Yeah, a single line means that it's pointing at one tile that is turned on. So this means that this must be turned on. But I'm assuming two tiles turned on will actually not work. Yes. Oh jeez, alright, but this should work. Yep. Okay, so it doesn't have to be directly at where it's pointing. Okay, I really want there to be nicer keybinds. So two means these two. Okay, the spacebar does submit the solution, so that's cool. I wonder why the game is like slowing down a lot. It doesn't seem to be taking too much uh too much uh effort graphically. So I don't entirely know what's slowing it down at all. Okay, this must be on, this must be off. So this is a mark that you can use to mark something as definitely being off, I would say. I would guess. Yeah, this is a pencil mark. Cool. So 2 means this. This must be off, so that's on. I also do like in the background you can hear the number of notes being played when you win is, I believe, equal to one here. Isn't this non-unique? This works, right? But does this not work because these are not together? No, it does work, even though... So this 2 just means 2. Wait, so can I try and solve it the other way around? Does this not work? This also works. Also, the number of notes in the background isn't actually the number of tiles that are toggled on. Okay, never mind. So non-unique puzzles. Interesting. Okay, so does this work for you? This is a solution that should definitely work, right? Yes. And I'm assuming therefore this wouldn't work. Because this counts as 2. Yes. Okay. Will do, I understand. Okay. 3. 3 is very easy. So yeah, again, this is another non-unique solution. What if you have this set of 4 grids, 4 cells in a rectangle, and then they all have one in the columns and one in the rows? It's non-unique. So this should work. Yeah, interesting. I guess this might be just to teach us of the... This one's unique though. It just might be here to teach us of the mechanics. It doesn't have to be unique puzzles. Yeah, big one. Okay, so that's forced. These are all off. 2, 1, 2, 3, and 3. Well, this 3 is definitely going to do this. Doesn't tell me anything about horizontally though. We know that one of these cells are shaded or toggled, and then 2 of these cells are toggled. One of these cells are toggled, one of these cells are toggled. One of these cells are toggled. And then 2 are toggled here, so 1 is toggled here. There looks like there are multiple ways to achieve that though. Like, this works. In fact, as long as you have any 2 of these being shaded, the last one is always definable, but it always works no matter what you just have to choose 2 of these columns to possess the toggle cell in the first column. Yeah, choose 2 of these rows to have its first cell toggle, and then the third one will just, be placed in the last spot. Also non-unique. Interesting. But alright, cool. What was that? Okay, fissure in the sky. Oh, I'm still on the lake. Oh, I can follow the train. Can I see? Oh, the train doesn't go anywhere. Okay. There's a telescope here. This map looks so far non-interactable. No, this boat just sways along to the tide, I think. Yeah, what is this? I don't know what this is. There's also this thing in the sky that just showed up. I don't know what those are about. Interesting. Okay. Moving on. Hi. So does this work? Is this... Wait, this can't just be a turn you on, right? No. These are both wrong. Okay. What if I separated them? No. What if I shaded both of them and nothing else? Are they related to each other? If I shaded all 3? They work. Maybe they must be connected. So does this... Oh, you must shade at least one. Interesting. That is a new rule that I didn't realize was part of this puzzle. You have to shade at least one tile. And if you have to, and these have to be connected to each other in some way, then yeah, all 3 tiles must be shaded. So yeah, you have to shade a tile, and these 2 are endpoints that must be connected. Or maybe they just have to exist in the same region of space. Like, does this not work because... No. Okay. Does this work? This should work, because there's a straight path from one to the other. What about the negative space? Does this work? No, it must be a straight path of shaded tiles, of toggle tiles. So this should work, right? Alright, cool. There's another game online that you can play for free that's very similar. Yeah, this has to be shaded by default, so that already activates. Sorry, that already fulfills the vertical, this column over here. In general, it just means you can shade this and this. You can logically prove that this is the only solution. If this was unshaded, then for this 2 to work, this must be shaded. However, the path connecting here to here now contains an extra bit that won't work, right? Yes. So it has to be like this. Does this work? No, it has to be a straight line. A straight path with a a width of 1. A path width of 1. Okay. So this should work. It's like a snake. Yeah, there is a puzzle drawing that works exactly like this. These numbers count the number of toggle cells in that row or column, and then the 2 dots to indicate the endpoint. I'm pretty sure it's just called snake. Okay. I think this is shaded and this is shaded. So we know those are definitely toggled. These are not toggled. These are therefore toggled. This can't be toggled because a 2x2 actually won't work for a snake at all. It's considered as not having a path width of 1. So this must happen. cool. We can keep going. 3 and 2. Question is, if they touch diagonally, does that work? Yes, it works if they touch diagonally. I'm not sure if in the original paper puzzle it was allowed to touch diagonally. I think it was. But I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so this one over here teaches us an important lesson. You can only go down once. You can't make loops or anything. You can't sidewind or anything. Okay. So what about this? There you go. Final puzzle. Ooh, whoa. Flag tile. Why would I flag that tile? That tile's supposed to be shaded. Oh. What? Oh, I can flag them in 3 different colors. Why would that be useful? I'm not sure. Okay, so this one, let's try and solve this logically. Right, so one way to think about there being 3 in each of these bottom rows here. Or maybe we should look at the 2 in the column first. I'm thinking that while this is possible, and so is this is also valid. Like, isn't this just a valid solution? It's 2 in this column and 3 in each of these 3 rows. Yes, it is. There you go. Solves it. Cool. With a small enough space, you can actually just... that thing is gone. What was that? More stuff. Buoys. Train is back. So what was this again? What is that? There's a glass bottle on this thing. It's also a different plant from everything else on the lake. Interesting. Okay, yeah, anyway, with a small enough space, you can actually solve things by intuition pretty much. Usually with a small enough space, it what is it? So this works, right? With a small enough space, the solutions also become a lot less logically deductible because they sort of more act as like the axioms that you can use in larger puzzles. So they're like little lemmas. That's just really only word I can use to describe them. Anyway, let's solve this one. It's pretty obvious that this is just the solution. So now they're teaching us the idea that snakes don't have to be the only thing on the grid. It can also be an extra thing as long as it doesn't interfere with the snake at all. That's a different new rule set. So this should work, right? Yes. Okay, I can probably fly through these pretty fast unless I get stuck on one. This works for these 2, so this last one over here works for this column of 2. Yep. Okay. 3. So I think this just works, just by intuition alone. Yeah, that just works, okay. I want to see what keyboard settings are. Just let me quickly look this up first. Oh, that's the map. Sure. Let me see if I can change my controls to keyboard controls. QWERTY layout, movement for WSD keys. Sure, I can't change this if I wanted to. Back and backspace. I actually prefer using the letter Z. That's a much more comfortable undo key that I'm used to. Solve is space. I would say enter could also be another solve button. Oh, that's return. Oh, this thing. Okay, that's what enter is on other keyboards, I guess. Flag, I can left shift or right shift. Why don't I use shift and like caps lock? So this is the left shift I'm using. Left shift is the one that I'm more used to using. The other one I guess can be tab. Yeah, clear grid can just be R to reset everything. There you go. Navigate left and right. Okay. Sure, let's go back. So, what is it again? Ah. And then enter is a toggle. I see. Sure, I still prefer using this though. Okay, so is this fine? Yes. Actually, I think this is just it. I don't know if there's a logical way to deduce this. I can also do it the other way around, can't I? Yeah, this is rotationally symmetric, so you get 2 solutions at least. Cool. Okay, same thing here. Does this not work? It works. And actually, this might be the only solution. Even though the grid is... Well, the grid is vertically... has horizontal symmetry. Sorry, vertical symmetry. The line of symmetry is vertical, but the solution itself is also vertically symmetric. So its counterpart solution would also look identical. I believe that's why there's only one solution to that one. Okay, 3, 3... Is this not valid? No, because these two, okay. What if I did this? I mean, this is a very similar solution to one we had in the past, I think. I don't know where it was, but it was like in here somewhere. Yeah, this one. It's just a very similar idea to that, but on a larger scale. Also, it does not retain your inputted solution. Interesting. Cool. Second final one. Alright, this one might need a bit more thinking. I'm thinking that because the solution is... I'm thinking that because the solution is... Sorry, the grid is symmetric, is vertically symmetric, the solution is also vertically symmetric. Oh, sorry, these ones are completely wrong. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. So what about... What about this sort of thing? That works. Yeah, solution was also vertically symmetric. Okay, final one. Okay, let's see. If I went this way, we would know that because these are endpoints, these have to be empty. The 3 is basically forced to do this, and your 6 is basically forced to do that. And for this 2, it would mean this, and for this 2, it would mean these. And I think this just solves it. It does just solve it. Nice. So my initial guess was right. Cool. And that gives us... What is that? I don't know what that is. Next biome. Really? Is there a next biome? I'm thinking that the demo is gonna end here. Yeah, that's the demo. Alright. Cool. Look at this though. This looks so fun. It's like you're not really confined to the grid space anymore. You now have these tiles that are all going to be filled up when you shade them. And like that. There's also this symbol over here, which looks suspiciously like the witness null symbol. Or negate symbol. And then 3 dots? What does that mean? Yeah, this feels pretty sorry, the grid puzzles feel very witness-like. The nature of the game isn't very witness-like at all, but the puzzles do feel very witness-like. I enjoy them a lot. So yeah, this is definitely one I'm going to... Oh, I don't know if I'm going to get it, but this is one I'm pretty excited to play with. Generally just because I'm a huge fan of these minimalist-style puzzle games. Paper puzzles also, I just like hammering them really quickly. Yeah, which is why this demo was so quick compared to other demos, the ones that took me an hour to play. And this generally, because I just hammer these really fast. Okay, but that's it. That's the demo for Cipher 0. Very, very nice looking game. Very well polished in terms of the art style. I enjoy it a lot. Oh, I like that the R's are mirrored. It looks like the E's aren't mirrored, but they actually are. The H and the Z are completely wrong. Fair enough. Okay, well, I guess that's going to be it for this episode. This episode of the Cerebral puzzle showcase. Yeah, I'll be bringing another puzzle game to you next time. So yeah, until then though, hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you guys next time. Bye bye!